For the enjoyment of others, please refrain from conversation during the feature presentation. At this time, please turn off all cell phones and pagers. And remember, no one has the right to touch you in your bathing suit area.
How is Ron Paul's number so high? We've had so many emailers say that clearly some online communities are messing with the outcome.
Welcome back to a special post-debate edition of Hannity and Combs. And before we get to our next guest, let's take a look at the results so far for tonight's You Vote. In first place with 33%. Ron Paul, the Paulites, I guess, busy dialing and redialing on the phone.
You know what? They're redialing by the second.
All right, Rudy Giuliani came in second with 6.
He's having all those 3% of people call in. I'm sure he got 33.
Maybe he just did very well.
He got 33%. Well, it happens.
Listen to
anyway,
these polls, don't they? What are these polls?
This poll is that you've got all your.
You mean your own poll isn't any good?
No, it's just a lot of fun.
This is a great audience. This Fox Network.
When you win, it's a great audience.
But I got to quickly bring this in. Ron Paul, $5 million. That was the breaking news in our past area. Quite impressive, especially when you compare it to Mr. McCain.
Yes, may have gotten a lot of contributions from the extraterrestrial vote, but Ron Paul is not going to be the president, but he's certainly stirring a lot of interest among the libertarians out there.
He might be the president of some universities because when he goes on those college campuses, Dana, they love him and on the internet. So
good jobs, good money for him, too.
Absolutely.
That 3 million illegal aliens entered this country last year, nearly all of them from Mexico.
Why does it make a lot of sense to give an illegal immigrant a driver's license?
Well, what Governor Spitzer is trying to do is fill the vacuum left by the failure of this administration to bring about comprehensive immigration reform.
This isn't a seminar. This isn't a weekend retreat.
Providing health care and education and other services to those who were there in their communities. But finally, the big challenge, as we all know, was whether we were going to, number one, have a path to legalization for the more than 12 million who are here already.
Everything is falling apart. This is your life, this is your life, this is your life, this is your life.
Back in 1994, you said the following: if you come here and you work hard and you happen to be in an undocumented status, you're one of the people who we want in this city.
Blake, you're the same decaying organic matter as everything else.
You're somebody that we want to protect, and we want you to get out from under what is often a life of being a fugitive, which is really unfair.
I'm disappointed today that 43 million Latinos in this country, for them not to hear one of their own speak Spanish is unfortunate.
In the 21st century, the architects of the New World Order are using cheap slave goods and oceans of third world migrants to overrun the United States. The irony is staggering when you realize that the same oligarchs that have wrecked the third world are now framing the United States for their crimes and using the rightfully enraged mob as a weapon of conquest.
Now, incredibly, a panel sponsored by the Council on Foreign Relations wants the United States to focus not on the defense of our own borders, but rather create what effectively would be a common border that includes Mexico and Canada.
The secret organizations of the world power elite are no longer secret. They have planned and are now leading us into a one-world communist government. The combining of national governments started with the European Union. Now it's North America's turn. Building on the North American Free Trade Agreement, the NAFTA section of the Commerce Department is busy drafting laws and regulations for a North American Union, a union of Canada, America, and Mexico. The President has attended secret meetings and signed at least 2 agreements under the Security and Prosperity Partnership Program.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it. It's a big club. You ain't in it. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged.
The national debt just passed $9 trillion for the first time ever. If we already are in a recession, then how come the government numbers don't confirm that?
Average household income is not keeping up with inflation.
They were also headed towards a hyperinflationary depression. That's when $100 bills are used for toilet paper.
And you're working hard to put food on your family.
The consumer accounts for 70% of the GDP, and if you take inflation out of his income, and his income's falling, consumption has to fall long term. The only way you can boost it is through expansion of debt or liquidation of savings, and the debt's been expanded to its limits, and the savings...
John, really, none of this is good news.
You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers.